Forza Motorsport might just have fixed the big issue with online racing. It's a feature I've been asking for a long time, ever since the game came out, and they finally added it. And there's some other interesting features as well, but there's some weird stuff going on in this update. I'm going to try and explain all of it. I'm going to let you know everything that we know that's coming. The first thing I want to mention is that proximity radar. Finally, radar in Forza, that means it's not just a gamble in terms of where the other cars are around you. You will be able to see. We saw Le Mans Ultimate come with a pretty good radar, basically copied ACC, that's a really good radar. GT7 has a radar down in the corner. Forza didn't have it, it was a big omission. Now it's coming, but it's a weird update, like I said, because it's going to be released in 2 phases. So I'm going to let you know here absolutely everything that's coming, but the first part is downloadable now, and the second part is going to be downloadable shortly. I'm guessing something went wrong, or there's something not quite ready or something, which is the reason they've done it. I've never seen that before. Seems to be very unusual. And it is Nemesis Month, by the way. Last month, I think, was a big success for Forza with the Endurance Month, tying in with Le Mans, bringing the Porsche 963. Again, like I've said in the past, it's a really coherent way of doing it. Forza's had so many issues with when it comes to bugs, the handling, other aspects of the game, features not working, like replays not working, which we're going to get onto later. But the core idea of the car, sort of like the tours, and having actual reasons to race, and it's a bit curated, I think I've always said is a good thing for Forza. It's something they can tap into, and it looks like we're going to get more of that here. So I'm going to let you know what's going on. Proximity radar, replay UI improvements. It's a massive deal because replays didn't work when the game came out. That was just not acceptable. Then the actual replay way they wanted it to work was also going to be a bit silly. In fact, it still is, because it hasn't actually been fixed yet. We're going to talk about it. You have to like select cameras and approve, and then you go in and then you can change the car, and it's all just like, it's very counterintuitive in my opinion. And also some other quality of life changes that shows they're really listening. This is probably not going to appear in a lot of like feature like tweets about the Forza update, but for me, splitting like the classes, so you've got Forza GT2 and GT3, is a massive thing, and again I'm going to get onto that. So here we go. The proximity radar is going to make it easier to avoid unintentional collisions. You can still do your intentional collisions. It's going to be in all cameras there, which is great. You can change it in the settings, so hopefully you can move the radar around. That's going to give us quite a lot of adjustability, and it's something that people have been suggesting, I've been suggesting, you guys and girls have been suggesting under my videos, and we know the people at Forza watch these videos. We saw that with the Nordschleife update, so again, put your suggestions still in the comments below. Race replays as well. There's going to be a driver list of HUD visibility, navigation improvements for mouse and keyboard, because honestly, it's like at the moment, navigating replays in Forza is like trying to do an Excel spreadsheet using like a Fanatec steering wheel. It's just not an enjoyable experience. VRAM as well is changing as well. That's great because that was an issue earlier on. And also anti-aliasing is changing. And I'm going to get onto all the details here, but you can see that that is available for download right now as this video is live, and also the new in-game events are changing. And by the way, well, the new in-game events, we'll get onto that. And you can see here a lovely McLaren here, looking great with the big rear wang. And here are some other fixes as well. I'm going to go into that fixes actually in the specific update list, because some of them are very technical that you might enjoy if you've been driving those cars and frustrated. The Big Country Labs aero wing, so you know, Forza aero wangs have been memed about. Here we've got different wang. And here, let's go into the Nemesis Tour. So if you're returning to Forza, you're new to Forza, basically every month Forza does like a curated series of racing and time trials across single player and multiplayer, where it kind of guides you through, and then there's prizes you can win. And it's all very curated, it's very specific. It's not random. It's not like, dare I say, Gran Turismo, where it's very uncurated, in my opinion. Or that would be the acquisition that's leveled at Gran Turismo quite a lot. So we're starting here. It's a Lancer versus WRX showdown in Rally Rivals. That's great. That's a classic showdown. You can see they understand the history here. They may have thought about this when they were licensing the cars. The Mitsubishi Lancer was one of the memed cars in Forza when the trailer came at Catalunya. Do you remember that? But now it seems to be getting some glory here. And we've got Ferrari and McLaren Lotus BRM with Formula 70s machine, classic machines there. That should be a lot of fun. And we've got Spotlight cars, so cars that you can upgrade through and then win a really nice car as well. More ones here, McLaren P1. And then we've got Ford versus Ferrari in Endurance Legends. Remember last month Forza actually specifically tweaked the timing of the endurance races so people could roll into a next race rather than just missing it. That's the kind of quality of life that we desperately need in Gran Turismo, but Forza are delivering it. They've obviously got a team that are working really hard on trying to improve the game. It was Game of the Year last year. I don't think many people would really call it their Game of the Year, so they're trying to improve it. And here we go. Here we've got the tours. You can see Rally Rivals, Grand Prix Grudge, Hybrid Holy Trinity. Oh, that'd be really fun. Oh my goodness, look at that. The McLaren P1, the Porsche 918 Spider, and the Ferrari LaFerrari. Those were the big cars that came out. And weren't they were not allowed to race against each other in real life, weren't they? Because the brands didn't necessarily want it. I can't quite remember. But now you can do it in Forza. So if you're an actual petrol head, a big car fan, this is speaking right up your boat, and you can see that the car you can win is the 1998 Mercedes CLK GTR, which I believe is that one there. That was one of the hero cars in Gran Turismo 7, wasn't it? But there we go. And you don't have to complete them in a particular order. You can just do them however you want, which is a nice way of doing it. It used to be different like that before. VIP discounts, there's no car pass anymore, or there's no free cars coming to the VIP members, but you get your discount. But Forza is really generous about just basically you can rent everything most of the time, to be honest. If you want to do it online, remember that was something Gran Turismo also brought in post-launch. Kind of weird to think that both those games might have not had that feature, to be honest. There's the Subaru looking very, very nice. Off-road on a circuit, there we go. And here are those VIP cars with the discount. To be honest, I don't think this is a great feature. I don't think anyone really cares about a 15% discount in Forza. It's not literally... Let me know in the comments, do you think anyone cares about that? I think no one. I think it's just wasting time. They should just not even bother doing that. Maybe it's an obligation to us VIP members. Because remember, I bought Forza with my own money. This is not sponsored with my own hard cash. So I am a VIP. And going into the open tour here, this is another selection of races you can see. And what do we have? They're going to be shorter series with wider range of classes. Okay, I haven't done too much open tour recently, but I'll try and get back into it. And here we go, Forza multiplayer. So this is a big quality of life change. If you've made it this far in the video and you like GT3s, this is great because they've split Forza GT into GT2 and GT3. It's a bit like you have in ACC with their GT2 pack and all of the latest GT3 cars. Same in iRacing as well with the GT3s. And now we're going to have GT3s in their own class. It makes, to me, a lot of sense. And they're actually going to add GT4s in the next one. So it's great here. And as I go down, the GT2s are a bit weird to me, for example, because that's a GTE. That's a... that was not a G... that's the GTE as well. Actually, I'm getting confused here. Sorry. That's a GTE. That's the old Corvette. That's the new Corvette, but that would have been a GTE back then, I believe. It's not the new GT3. That's also a GTE. And that's a G48 GTE. So it's got a mixture of different classes here. And then we go into the GT3s. So we've got GT3s here that are actually GT3. So a bit different to Gran Turismo where you have like the Ford GTE in there with some old GT3s and also the Vision GT3s. Here, I think you just have GT3s, and the oldest ones are from 2015, the Huracan and the Cadillac. That is ancient, oh my goodness. But then we've also got, well, the newest one's only 2020, so it's already 4 years old. So you know, it's a decent roster here. You got the Bentley as well, you got the 488, you don't have the 296, you got 911 GT3, you got the AMG, you got the 720S, which you don't have in Gran Turismo, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, is that a decent smattering of GT3s? Well, it should be fun to race if you're a GT3 fan. Forza's never really done a good job of that so far, but it's got the cars, that looks great. And here's the featured multiplayer here. You can see it sort of ties in with the single player. What I was trying to say earlier, it's like a coherent, curated way of doing it. So you can learn to drive the cars in single player in those curated races, and then you can go online and bring them online, which is kind of cool. Do like the essence of what they're trying to do there. You can see here are the series, spotlights, starting and ending. So looks pretty cool to me. German rivals as well. Good, there's so much stuff they do. The quality of life and the games as a service is like really, I think they do a good job of it. It's what we want is the stuff like the handling, the glitches, the bugs, the radar, which they're fixing, and other things like that. And then, okay, these are the featured rivals now. So these are time trials. So there's some very interesting stuff coming. We have intense rivals events by our friends at Logitech, Mobile One, and Gillette P1. Look at this. Race a Mobile One Pro Racing driver, and you receive an in-game Mobile One race suit. With McLaren, set your best time and win a chance to win a trip to the McLaren Technology Centre with Logitech G. And then also with Gillette P1, sharpen your gameplay, perfect your racing line at Grand Oak. So interesting stuff going on there. Very interesting stuff indeed. So
I don't know how many of you guys and girls watching are also doing stuff like Truck Simulator.
Basically, this is what we would normally get with a update. So it looks like all of the games as a service stuff is detailed here. Like, it's exactly detailed here, which is great. But then I want to go over to the release notes, and this is normally what we would be getting as well. But as they say, this is going to be released in 2 phases. So, and by the way, that means that the car radar is coming in that second change, and the replay UI has come already. So some of it is split, which is interesting. So proximity radar we know about, replay we know about, all that stuff there. And just going to see, right, what we have differently. Here's all the career events. We're going to go down to the bug fixing basically. So I've let you know all about that with some pretty pictures. You can see, right, they fixed an issue with shift times. Basically, if you had a slower PC, I think you were faster in Forza. So that's a big dub for those of us with the slow PCs. But they say they fixed it. And they're talking about the anti-aliasing here and the VRAM. And this is the bug allowing players on PCs with poor performance to basically be super fast. Awesome. They've changed some bits of the tracks, I think, sort of performance related. So the leaderboards have been reset at Catalunya and Hockenheim. 2 great tracks. And then they've got some bug fixing here. And Drivatar AI. I was hoping for a big Drivatar AI update here, actually. But it hasn't happened. Remember, this was really hyped by Forza at the beginning. And the sort of the pen system as well, using AI. It's something that seems to be on the back burner for them at the moment. And then more stuff being fixed there. But let me know what you think about Forza right now. If you're an ex-Forza player or coming into it or thinking about it. I believe it's on sale right now on Steam. So it's an interesting one. And I'm going to be on Forza. You're going to see a lot of Forza content on the channel. And I will see you. Make sure you subscribe for it. And I'll see you then.